Hello and welcome back. We're going to be taking a look at a Series 2A and a Series 3 radiator, see the differences between the two, and we'll talk about the installation here of the radiator. So I want to thank you for liking and subscribing and following. You guys are awesome. Stay awesome and enjoy the video. So we have two radiators here. We have the old Series 2 or early Series 2A radiator and a Series 3 radiator. So I went and got this checked out, and the guy said it was cracked up around the top and that there's some leaks in it, a couple of pinholes. So he gave me a very large estimate to recore the radiator. So I bought a Series 3 on a scratch and dent sale at Atlantic British. So the thing is that this was dented here, and the top one was dented. You can see it's kind of out around. So the radiator shop guy that I took that to actually straightened them out for me for free. So he had a wrench there, a special tool that was curved to take that out. So I'm going to be going, even though I did all this work to repair that shroud, I'm going to be using a Series 3 shroud and radiator. So we're going to take a look at the comparison between the two and the differences. So the first thing right off the bat, you can see that the bottom hose is different. You can see here, this one comes straight out and this one comes out on an angle pointing this way. So this would be your hose that would go onto this, because you're pretty sure your water pump, yeah, it would go in kind of like this, or no, I guess it would be water pump sits like this, so it kind of would be like that going on to the water pump, or would it be going on like that? But anyways, so this is the one for a Series 2, the early one. Then for a Series 3 you would have a V-shaped one like this, where it takes up that turn and goes over into the water pump, or it goes on like this. I'm not quite sure until we actually put it on. So you can see here, there's a Series 3 goes to there. Series 2 or early Series 2A looks like this. So you can see the difference in the hoses here pretty easily whenever you're going to order them online or anything. So the top hose, now if you look this way, you can see how this one's thinner than this one. We'll give it a quick measure. Let's see here. The early Series 2A or 2 is 2.5 inches thick. Series 3 here is about 4.25 thick from here to there. So it's only about 1/4 inch, but they still call out different hoses. So here it is for a Series 3. This one here has this size hose, and Series 2 has this size hose. So I'm thinking, when you look at them side by side, you can see they make it a little bit longer for the Series 3 than the Series 2.5 or 2A. So, and also I think probably that diameter is different too. You can see it's a little bit thicker. This is almost equal on both sides, where this has a larger one and then a smaller one. Looks like the smaller one goes up to this end. Same as on this one. This one goes to a smaller one to a larger one. So I bet you the smaller end goes on to there. So top hoses are different. So I ordered another set of those. Let's put that back over there with 2A. So we can look at the shrouds now. So you can see it's a metal shroud. You see how large that opening is? It has a larger fan on it. For a Series 2A diesel, I think the diesel has a different size fan, or maybe the early ones, they all had larger fans. I don't know. But I know whenever I went to Series 3, my fan over here, the larger diesel one, I'll show you right now. You can see it's too big. It doesn't fit in the space as it would fit into this one. You can kind of see how the shape's a little bit different too. It's smaller. It's a bigger opening and a smaller opening. So put that back over there. So I had to get another fan. Of course, you know, the saga continues. It always is something more difficult. Nothing is always just a straight swap. So you can see that one fits inside there. So this is supposed to be one for a petrol one, but if you kind of look at the blades themselves, see how they're kind of pitched, pretty sharp. If you look at this one, it's not quite pitched as much as that one is when you're looking at it this way. So you kind of get a larger fan. Maybe it pulls the same amount of air, or so I'm not really sure why they changed it that way from here to there. And also, this shroud is plastic. It's a real thick plastic. It's about a 1/4 inch thick plastic, where that's just really thin tin going around. So, but the radiator themselves, the thickness here is pretty equal to itself, which I found surprising. But so the tops are different. You can see the top difference. If I put it this way, kind of see how that one's sticking up further than this one. It's almost like just flat coming up to there. So that's another reason why they have a different size hose. It might be just about the same thickness from here to there, but that's different up on top. So they have to give you a longer hose so you reach it up on the top. Then the radiator cap is actually the same. This is a replacement one. I couldn't find my original one. It's sitting somewhere, but I'll find it someday. But this is a replacement one, and the same radiator cap fits on both. And so the radiator cap, we're good. So the radiator, there's quite a bit of difference from the older one and the newer one. Oh, one other thing. They also make a diesel version of this shroud for a Series 3 that uses a larger fan, which is very hard to find because I was going to try to get one of those, but I only found one online and it was very expensive. So a local guy had this and he had a fan too, so I bought both of those off the guy. So radiators, a little bit of a difference there, kind of the same thing but a little bit different. So the next thing to do is to install the new radiator on there. I'm working on getting the radiator support together. So we have the radiator support, the radiator, and the shrouds. For the shroud, I'm using the plastic one, the later one, and I'm going to be using number 8 1/2-inch sheet metal screws to go down into here, hold that in. And then for the radiator attached to the radiator support, I'm using 1/4 inch 3/4 bolt with washers and nylon lock nut. So of course, look at the wonderful wiring on there. You know all about that. You already watched those videos. So I'm going to start putting these together. Here she is all together with the screws in here holding the shroud on, and all the 1/4 inch bolts to hold this around, all around the edge. So this is now done. All right, so we got the radiator installed. Down here we got three bolts down here that attach to the chassis itself, and I put pieces of rubber underneath all 3 bolts just to keep it from not rubbing and vibrating on there too much. So then you can see it's bolted together here, radiator here, got the smaller fan put on, and new water pump that you already seen in another video. And you can see the top hose, the longer hose fitting up on top, and you can see how this would stick out further if it was the original one and need be a shorter hose. Let's look down here. And this one here, the one you couldn't quite tell the way it was going to go, but you can see once it's installed, it just spins around and goes right to the water pump here. So I'm going to fill this up with some Prestone coolant, and we should be filled up enough to get her going here. So thank you for liking and subscribing and following the videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Wait, one more thing. See if you guys can answer this. Is this hose here that attaches to this just supposed to come down and go down to the ground here, or is it there should be a catch bottle? I know there's a catch bottle in later ones, but I don't have a catch bottle in mine. So it looks like the hose is supposed to come down here, go underneath here, and just point down. So you guys let me know what you think what I should be doing here. Alrighty, bye-bye.